Hi, I'm Robin with Rainbow Gardens, and today we're here with Laura Jarvis, and we are going to be talking about Xeriscape. And Laura, what exactly is Xeriscape?
Ooh, yes. So there's a lot of talk about Xeriscape, from the things we read in the papers to TV shows to all kinds of information on websites. But mainly the difference is our regular garden plants take a steady, regular amount of water, and our Xeriscape plants are what we like to call water saver plants. So they're going to take a very reduced amount of water, and I always like to think of Xeriscape plants as reduced care as well. If I'm not out there having to water my plants, 3, 4, 5 times a week, then to me that's reduced care. So that's how I think of them. And the really cool thing about Xeriscape plants is Rainbow Gardens Nursery has a huge selection of them. We look far and wide for all kinds of different Xeriscape plants that do well here. Now, some Xeriscape plants are native and some are not native. And so we are not talking about maybe something that's native to this region necessarily, but reduced care and water requirements for them. The other thing that I think is really neat that people don't understand, a lot of times you think of Xeriscape as like, well, isn't that just cactus and succulents and kind of boring and no blooms, no pretty stuff? But not really. There's a whole lot of Xeriscape plants that are very, very, very pretty, and we can get lots of different blooming things going at all different times of the year. So have I made you want to go out and get some Xeriscape plants?
Sure, that sounds great.
Good.
All right.
Hi, my name is Laura Jarvis, and we are here at Rainbow Gardens. And we are continuing on our series about shadier Xeriscape type plants. And I have picked out a few of my favorites, and I'm hoping that as you guys get acquainted with them, they'll be some of your favorites as well. Sometimes you can use native plants like this Turks Cap right here. Turks Cap is a neat plant. This one is super great in the shade. It also works really good for hummingbirds. They love the little red ones. I'm not quite as fond of the pink and some of the other colors that they've come out with. I like the red ones. It seems to draw a little bit more attention for pollinators. And then also, if you have a garden and you're looking at it from very far away, you're going to see this red bloom way, way faster and easier than you're going to see the pink blooms on it. So unless you're just really sold on the pink, I would suggest the red one. Now, Turks Cap comes in a couple of different sizes and varieties these days. There's a lot of different cultivars, but in general, it is going to be about 3 to 6 feet tall, and it has real loose habit to it, a very free type of habit. It also does really pretty in mass plantings. So that's another reason I really like it. It is drought tolerant, of course. Our Xeriscape plants are going to be really, really easy on your water bill. So it's a great addition, especially if we're taking out any of our grass or some really thirsty type of ground cover and then putting in a little bit more dry land plants. Another one that is everybody's favorite. We sell a lot of these, and they come in different colors, and it has a fall bloom typically. We're lucky enough to find some, even though we're talking about this in the middle of summer, we're lucky enough to find some beautiful blooms on these. So they have a purplish, bluish type of spiky type bloom. Primarily you're going to see those in the fall. These come in different sizes. You can get all the way from a type of dwarf Liriope all the way up to the one they called Big Blue or Giant Liriope, and they will get quite large. They're also a really good shadier type plant for pots. And again, great, easy on the watering bills, wonderful plant. It doesn't really have many pests, any problems. And if we do have hard freezes and they freeze back, a lot of times I'm going to come and I'll just get a pair of scissors and I'll just shear that off straight, and then all of the new growth is going to come and cover up what you've sheared off for the winter time, and you will have another beautiful plant for the summer. This one is a variegated variety of Liriope as well. Beautiful growth habits. Another plant that looks super great in mass plantings. So you can do borders with those. Really, really great plant. Another one that works really great and gives us some red colors. I'm trying to get some stuff that has a little color for y'all. This is a Cedar Sage, and it will get spikes of red blooms. Again, some of our pollinator friends and our hummingbirds love these tubular red flowers. So this is a great addition. It can look a little bit scraggly come middle of the summer. What I'm normally going to do is trim off the top of this foliage and any of the old bloom stalks. Give it a little bit of extra care, maybe a mild fertilizer, nothing really, really strong. And that would encourage it to come back and give you a lot more blooms come later in the season. Another one that works well in the shade or partial shade is called a Lollipop Plant. Some people call these shrimp plants. We typically call the redder variety shrimps and the yellower variety a lollipop. And this is a beautiful plant for containers. Also a wonderful plant in the ground. And this is a true perennial. It is going to spread underground by stems, and then it is going to come up, and each year this is going to get a little larger. It's going to, like I said, die back to the ground. You're going to cut the old foliage off and then let it come up each spring. And once it gets nice and warm outside, that's when you're going to see these beautiful little blooms start popping up. So I hope you take a couple of these plants and try them in your own yard, see how they work for you, and happy gardening. Thank you.